Welcome to the Yappy Hour, powered by Yappily, the podcast for dog lovers who want to better understand and connect with their furry friends. I'm your host, Nathan Dunleavy, and in today's episode, we're diving into the wonderful world of boxers with Justyna from Bombproof Boxer. Justyna is an expert on this amazing breed and is passionate about helping dog owners understand the unique needs and traits of boxers. We talk about the importance of researching breeds before bringing a dog into your life, the joys and the challenges of living with a boxer, and tips for training and socialization this high energy breed. If you're a boxer owner or thinking about getting one, this is an episode you won't want to miss. So settle in, get a cup of tea, and let's get started. Welcome back to the Yappy Hour, powered by Yappily. I'm your host, Nathan Dunleavy, and I'm so excited to bring you our fourth episode today. What makes it even more exciting is that we have our first breed-specific guest expert joining me today on the podcast. So we have Justyna from Bombproof Boxer. Justyna has a lot of expertise in the boxer breed, and she advocates for breed research. Her focus is on helping boxer owners understand the unique traits and needs of this very energetic and intelligent breed. So, without further ado, Justyna, welcome to the Yappy Hour today. I'm so excited to have you as our first breed Pacific expert on the show. How are you doing today?
I'm very, very well. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's so great to have you on. Justyna, for those who may not know, please could you tell us a little bit about Bombproof Boxer and how it all begun?
Oh, how far you want me to go?
You go as far as you like. I'd love to hear all about it.
Okay, so when I first started as a dog trainer, I was just regular dog trainer running classes, webinars, and seminars, one-to-ones, everything dog training related. And my boxer Nella was always my demo dog in classes.
Yeah.
She's a brilliant demo dog, my little star.
Oh,
And I started having more and more boxer owners joining the classes. So,
okay.
and once you create this connection with people, they share their stories. And sadly, many of those stories were where people were saying that when they joined classes before with their boxers, their dog struggled or they were separated from the group because the dog was too excited and was distracting the class. There were people who were not actually felt welcome in classes.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. So at this point, and because I already had loads of people with boxers, I've created a class just breed specific. So we had 6, 8
Oh,
boxers
wow.
in a group, and I always loved everything about dog training, but those specific classes, they were my absolute favorites. And
Oh,
the
wicked.
the way that actually boxer owners connect with each other and the relationships they create, the friendships, it was beautiful. Those people didn't feel like they don't belong there. They always looked forward to those classes, not even mentioning that
Oh,
their
good.
dogs were making amazing progress. And
Oh.
then COVID happened and lockdown.
Oh, yes. Oh, so in pandemic.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So this is where I obviously, like everyone else, had loads of time and I was scrolling through social media. And as a boxer owner, at this point, I had 2 boxers. And I was going through some questions where people asking advice for, how to deal with lead pulling, jumping, etc. And sadly, the responses on social media were either outdated or not necessarily
Mm,
positive. And that was really
yes.
breaking my heart because it really doesn't need to be that way. We need to stop thinking about this, you know, way of dominating our dogs and correcting their bad
No,
behaviors, etc. So I
absolutely.
thought, well, maybe I would create a group where I will offer advice to boxer owners. This group still exists. It's called Bombproof Boxer Dog Training Advice, and people can
Oh,
just join
wow.
in and ask questions. That group was growing so quickly. I think now we have 15,000 members there.
Oh my
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
So, I had loads of time and I was posting some training videos with my boxers. I was giving people advice, etc. And it was helpful. People really enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
from there, I decided to start teaching online because I
Okay.
discovered
Yeah.
that actually I can help people all over the world, not just in my
You can
area.
you can meet, further people further afield online.
Exactly.
Yes.
So this is where Bombproof Boxer started. It's actually called Bombproof Boxer Training Club, which is a online platform with loads and loads of training videos, training plans, loads of information about the breed and specific subjects on different things like adolescence, castration, diet,
Yeah.
troubleshooting. We literally cover everything boxer related in a training club. And again,
Oh,
we have
wow.
members from all over the world: New Zealand, Australia, England,
Really?
Germany, Poland, Italy. Yeah, so and people are
That's amazing.
making great successes through the training. So yeah, this is why I left that general dog training world and fully focused on
Yeah.
boxers.
Fully focused on boxers. Brilliant. And why do you think that the boxer breed holds such a special place in your heart?
So it all started with my very first, well, not mine, it was a family box across Great Dane. I was a child, I don't remember, 5, 6 years old when my dad got this puppy. And I remember this dog as I only have positive memories and very happy memories about this dog. He was a
Oh,
dog
that's
that was
lovely.
joining us for all the family adventures in the winter where we were running in the snow, in the summer where we were swimming in a lake. This dog actually saved my life. He saved my family's life. He saved lives of people
Oh,
living in a whole
wow.
building full of 30 flats. So this dog was my hero.
Wow. Oh, wow.
So when I started thinking about getting a dog, there was no other breed in my mind. Even though I had other breeds
No.
throughout my childhood, teenager, etc., it had to be a boxer. So this is where I got Nella.
Yeah.
Then now I have three boxers, Nella, Mia, and Khaleesi,
Oh, okay.
plus a foster boxer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And it's not only, Aris, the dog I had when I was a child, it's not only my girls that are me to be so close to the breed, but actually all my clients' boxers. I get
Mm,
connected with those people and
sure.
we're like a family. So when they
That's lovely.
succeed, I'm so proud of them. And
Yes.
when people struggle and we're helping them, this is just I feel like it's a magical world being around boxers. So don't get me wrong, I love
Oh, wow.
all dogs. I have 6 dogs, so 3 are boxers, 3 are other
Oh,
breeds.
you've got 6, I've got
Yeah,
7, so yeah, a multi-dog
yeah,
household.
absolutely. So yeah, but
So what other breeds of dog do you have?
I have Pomeranian, mini American
Yeah,
Shepherd,
Pomeranian.
and Malinois.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's a right handful.
Yeah, he can be for sure. For sure. Yeah.
Oh, but like you say, the boxers just hold that special place in your heart from when you were younger, and you had no doubt had to be a boxer, so
No, no. I never planned to be a boxer trainer. It was never my intention. It
yeah,
just came naturally. It came from people who actually were coming to me. But yeah, there is something absolutely special for me in boxers, and I will always have
that's
boxers.
lovely. So do you only specifically train boxer breeds now? Do you train other dogs breeds?
No, I only train boxers. I mean, I've got clients from all over the world. It can be quite a lot
Yeah.
sometimes. There is no way I can stretch
Yeah,
myself and more. Obviously, I train my own dogs. I compete with
yeah.
my mini Aussie. So there is no way I can
That's
do
fair enough.
anymore,
You've
unfortunately.
No, that's fair enough. You've got your niche now as that Pacific breed, and that's what works for you. When I was doing in-person training, and I think I've only ever worked actually no, I've worked with three boxers. So I worked with a puppy boxer for initial puppy training face to face, and it was the owners were new puppy owners. So obviously that was important to get the training started from
Yeah,
the
sure.
outset. And then I did work with a two couple of rescue boxes that a lady had got from abroad. I can't remember where. So yeah, so I had actually worked with a couple of boxers when I was doing in-person training. And yeah, they're such lovely dogs. So brilliant. So just moving on, Justyna, then to our next section. The importance of researching breeds before. Boxers are such a distinctive breed. What are some of the key traits that make them so special, but also sometimes that little bit challenging for owners?
Yeah.
I could see you smiling there.
But I'm smiling because, first of all, you're using the right words when you
Oh,
describe
good. I'm
boxers.
pleased.
So thank you.
I'm
Thank
so
you for
pleased.
that. What makes them special and what is important to know when getting a boxer? Well, first of all, breed characteristic. It's something that those days people don't think about when they get a dog. It's not only
Mm,
when it comes to boxers. I think it comes to all working breeds because let's not forget that boxers are working breed. And sadly,
yeah,
we don't see them in a working world that much. I hope will change with time. But yeah,
yeah.
they're working dogs and they used to have very specific jobs. When we're not aware
Okay.
of those jobs, we don't know what might come out of this breed characteristics. So I'm
Mm.
not sure how much you know about boxers, but to start with, they were. Mhm.
I don't know a lot, if I'm
Okay.
honest, so please feel free.
So, first of all, they were bred to help hunters to hunt very large animals like deer, wild
Oh,
boar, bear. So, boxers' job was not to track the animal, but once the animal was tracked, they had to run and pin the animal, hold it until the hunter came and finished the job. So if you think
oh,
about the
right.
action, they actually had to run really fast from the moment they saw the animal, jump, grab, and
Yes.
hold.
Wow.
Then, not like many working dogs, their jobs was changed a lot. They were used for cart pulling, they were used for herding, they were used for protection of the either animals or a house, etc. So they actually had loads of jobs throughout throughout
Mm,
the breed development. So it's not. I'm going to use a collie example here. Collies were always bred for one
okay.
thing, where
Yes.
boxers were bred for many things, but
Okay.
their main thing was to use their strength, their ability to be athletic, and fast. So this
Yes.
is what we see still in boxers those days after so many years.
Yeah.
They are super fast. They're very curious when they see something that is moving. They jump. They absolutely love to jump. And it's one of the main problems that people have with boxers jumping, pulling, getting extremely overexcitement when they see something fun. Because boxers are
Yeah.
really curious dogs. They don't like to miss an opportunity to have fun. So,
They are very yeah, they are
yeah,
like that, aren't
yeah.
they? Playful, that's
Absolutely,
the word I was
yes,
trying to go for.
yes. They are very playful, but also they are quite sensitive dogs. And I see it more and more
Yeah.
those days where they, while they are being so strong and playful and connected with their owners, in many situations they are struggling emotionally. So
Mm,
when it comes to, I always say, when it comes to training boxers and creating that boxer that you want to adjust to your lifestyle, there are pieces of puzzles that we need to connect together. It's not just one thing that we
mm,
focus on. We need to focus on their confidence. We
mm.
need to focus on impulse control. We need to focus on making sure that their breed needs are met physically and
Yeah.
mentally.
Yes. That's important.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Why is it so important for potential dog owners, to thoroughly research a breed before deciding to bring one into their lives?
Mainly because every breed is different. So it really depends why we are looking for a dog and where the dog will live,
Mm.
what we can provide for this dog. I think people see a cute puppy and they're just going to get a
Yes, it's
cute
always the
puppy.
way.
And then, especially if they don't
It's
do,
gonna grow
yeah,
soon.
yeah, if they don't do any research, exactly. So having a boxer puppy, I mean, they are absolutely gorgeous, right? You said you walked with a
Mm,
puppy. Like, you just look
I
at their
did.
face and your heart melts.
Yeah, it's just so
Exactly,
cute, and you just wanna, like, cuddle
exactly.
them.
And when they are so sweet, we let them to, I would say, get away with some traits that further on, once the puppy is growing, are actually not doing us any favors. So we will
Mm,
allow the cute puppy to jump at us when it's looking for attention. We will allow the cute puppy to chase butterflies in a field. We will allow the cute puppy to steal something and shake it around and, run around doing zoomies because it's cute. But in 6 months' time, it's not so cute anymore. When this puppy is 30 kilos and jumps at you when you are carrying a shopping bags, that's not fun.
that's not fun. That's not cute.
No, it can be harmful, it can be dangerous.
Yeah, yes.
So I actually have many people who get injuries because of their dog. They're either been jumped on or they've been pulled by. I actually had some injuries with my very first boxer because she was pulling on lead
Yeah.
a lot. So yeah, we need to think about this when we are getting a puppy, that this dog will actually grow. And we need to think
Mm,
about how we want this dog to be like when it's an adult. Because puppyhood is
yes.
actually preparation for the whole life we're going to have with the dog. Um,
Yeah.
so I definitely recommend talking to some boxer owners when people want to get a boxer puppy and they're not experienced with that breed. Look at social media, what sort of problems people have with boxers. Get the
Mm,
right education, how to prevent those problems. That's again another thing that people don't look for advice when before they get a puppy or at the very first beginning, only when
yeah,
problems start, which means
that's
there is
right.
some unwanted behavior developed already. Where if we
Yeah,
start with the training right away, from day one, there is so many things we can prevent. There is so many
yeah,
headaches we can avoid.
yeah,
So yeah, it's very important to look into a breed before we get a dog. But also, it's not only looking into a breed; it's also finding the right breeder.
yeah. The right breed is paramount. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really big on people doing their research beforehand and having a session like this with a qualified dog trainer or a breed specialist, even before they've even decided on like what breeds. If they can't make their mind up and there's a few that dogs that they like, is to do your research into that specific breed, find out what it was originally bred for. Is that gonna fit into your family life? Longer term, up to 15 years or longer. So I'm really big on sort of like owners, making sure they do their breed research, and like you say, starting from day one, because there's just so much that you could stop from happening if they started it from day one. What would you say are some of the biggest misconceptions you've encountered about boxers, and how do you address those?
So many. So
Oh,
many.
bless.
Do you know, I used to get crossed when people called boxers clowns because,
Clowns.
yes, because they used
Oh,
to it always sounds in a content like they just stupid. And I
Oh,
think it really depends what sort of picture of a clown you picture in your head, you paint in your head. So if I think of a clown that it's a vibrant performer that brings joy
yeah,
and happiness, yes, that will be
yeah,
boxers. If you
yeah,
think about a clown who is actually very smart because they need to learn some clever tricks so they can turn these ordinary moments into something special, yes, we can
yeah.
call boxers clowns because they are clever and they can definitely
Mm.
be trained. So what the thing that I always quite often hear and actually see on my social media training videos is that people say that boxers are untrainable. It's just not possible to train them. This is a boxer for
Oh.
you.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
so
so when people
it's
ask for
just
advice, what can I do to stop this behavior or something? And people say, oh, this is boxer, you cannot stop this, which is absolutely not
oh, no,
true. I,
it's such a throwaway comment.
yeah. So, yeah, the main thing is that they are stupid and not trainable and they just silly clowns, which I
Yeah.
completely
Oh,
disagree with. I mean, like, all the boxers I work with, they are so, so smart. Sometimes when I watch
yes.
my clients' training videos, how much they achieved, and I would say it with proud, some of my clients' boxers are better trained than mine.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
you know,
It's always the way.
everyone's lifestyle is different. I think because like me or you, we know so much about boxers. We understand not boxers, dogs. We understand that this is a dog behavior, and sometimes we just allow it because we allow our dogs to be dogs. Where
Yeah,
many pet owners, they are not being so, they are maybe being a bit more strict in terms of their rules. So that's
yeah,
why I say some of my clients' boxers are better trained than mine because there are things where I'm like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't let my dog to do this, but whatever.
yeah.
So yeah, but definitely they can be trained. The problem is that the more a dog experience or practice the behavior we don't like, the harder it is to overcome it. And it is definitely a harder with boxers
Mm,
because, as I said, they're quite sensitive dogs in general. So all
okay.
of a sudden when we change something, they lose a little bit of confidence. And also when how do I say it, how do I word it? So for example, reactivity, like there is so many things that cause reactivity in boxers, and if a boxer practiced reactivity behaviors for a few years, then it's not going to be a quick fix to overcome those problems with a
Mm,
boxer because they
mm,
already have
yeah,
their brain connections there, and changing
yeah,
those pathways in their brain requires a lot of work and consistency.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, and like you say, it is all about consistency. You have to, like with all training, you get out what you put in, and it sounds like the people you're working with are really committed
Yeah,
to
they're
that as
brilliant,
well,
absolutely
which is
brilliant. Yeah.
great. I do have a little bonus question here that was popped in from Kelly at
Okay.
Yappily. Just that, wow, the boxer breed seems to be rising in popularity again over the last few years. Why do you think this is, and what should potential owners keep in mind when considering the boxer breed?
I think the breed became very popular a few years ago with Christmas ad. I don't know if you remember
Oh,
the boxer jumping on a trampoline.
vaguely, yes, vaguely,
Yes.
yeah. So
So that was the
the
moment
blame.
where all of a sudden everyone were getting a boxer because the way the ad presented
Ah,
them was like a family dog, which is fine.
yeah.
And the dog was just making everyone laugh and was very cute. And it was very good ad. And don't get me wrong, I know the owner of the boxer who actually took a part in the ad, and I know how much training actually went into
Oh,
making this ad. So it's not like
oh, okay.
it's not that they just let a boxer jump on a trampoline and just bounce up and down, up and down.
That's good to
That
know.
actually there was loads of training put into it. I think that was the very first moment where they actually became so popular. Um,
I
but
see. So we can blame one of the supermarkets then, like, or one of the adverts. That always happens to
yeah,
it. People see
yeah, it
them
always
and then they
happens.
wanna go
Yeah.
out and get
When
one.
you see a specific breed in a movie that is popular, then all of a sudden you
Yeah,
see that many people are getting this breed. So yeah, that's the commercial world we live in, and it
yeah.
influences by it. But another reason why boxers are getting more and popular, I think it's like with any other breed. There is just more dogs in general.
S
So
Particularly since lockdown,
yes,
more puppies
yes,
since
yes,
lockdown.
exactly. But sadly, there is also lots of dogs in shelters. Like the breed
Yes,
specific that
it's
I
a shame.
know, they are full. They constantly full. Which means there's just been more and more boxers being born. Which is why I think breeding should be regulated. But obviously, that's another
Yeah.
subject.
That's a whole 'nother episode.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, unfortunately, like you say, a lot well, all most shelters, not just breed-specific
Yeah,
ones, are full, but I think if we go back to if owners were more prepared and they did their research more, because a lot of people don't, I
yeah.
think then hopefully that would help the problem, but, I mean, obviously, you're fostering a boxer dog as well,
Yeah.
so, you're doing your bit as well, so, that's great.
Thank you.
So, life with a boxer or boxers is our next discussion point. So, the challenges and joys of living with a boxer. So, they're so well known for their energy, their enthusiasm. What advice do you have for owners to keep up with their boxers' physical and mental needs?
So,
Variety.
yes. So, first of all, we need to understand that the more we exercise our boxers, the more we are preparing them for um, hold on, how do I word this? So
That's
the
okay,
more
don't
we
worry.
exercise them, we are creating this expectation of being exercised, right? So if someone is
Yeah.
running their boxer 5 miles every day, and all of a sudden they cannot go for a walk because I don't know, the weather is horrific and you cannot go outside or something, you're not feeling well, then a boxer will really, really struggle without that. It's like, we're building
Right.
muscle memory when it comes to exercising. It's the same as when someone goes to a gym, right? You constantly work out, and you build
Yeah.
the muscles. So your body and even the chemicals in your brain, they start expecting this exercise, right? This is how you trained
Yes.
your body. It's exactly the same with
Yes.
boxers. So while
Wow.
meeting their physical needs is obviously very important, we also need to focus more on enriching their brain and giving them
Mm.
some jobs to do where they have to think and they have to practice calming exercises. Because all of the problems
Yes.
that people have with jumping, all of that is because boxers are really struggling with impulse control. It's not something that's been pre programmed in their brain, it's our job to teach
Mm.
them. So that's why when I said variety, training boxers um, should be always the sessions should be short. Let's start with this because boxers
Okay.
have very low stamina. So if you do a longer training sessions with them, they either get bored because we
Mm.
constantly doing the same and the same thing over and over again, or they get mentally tired and they cannot think
Yeah.
anymore. When they get overtired, they start practicing unwanted behaviors. So, and I see it so
Yes.
many times where people practice lucid walking, where they just, in a boring way, feed their dog next to their leg. and do this for 15-20 minutes, and the dog is already fed up with the food. The dog doesn't get opportunity to be a dog, and all of a sudden the
Mm,
dog gets bored, and there is nothing interesting in this specific exercise. So
mm,
this is where we get the element of frustration, and they start jumping on the owner and biting the lead, because
yeah,
that training was really not fun for them. So
yeah,
for example, in a training club, we have a lucid walking plan, and it's full of different exercises. So it's not just feeding the dog next to us, right? We are adding little
good.
bits to break this boring exercise, but also there are different games that are just make it unpredictable and make it fun, because that way, the more we surprise boxers with something different, the more they want to engage with us, because it's
Yeah,
interesting, it's fun. Um,
yeah,
and another thing that is very important when it comes to enrichment and mental stimulation is also teaching calmness, because, as I said, when they are tired, they make the wrong choices. And again, boxers, they do love to put loads of energy, physical energy, into something, but they don't
yeah,
really understand that they can just sleep and enjoy it as well. So
yeah.
this is,
Just
yeah,
yeah,
this is
just
something we need to teach them. But
yeah,
living with a boxer, it's really not that difficult. I feel like my boxers are easiest than my other three dogs.
wow,
But let's
okay.
not forget that um, I've done loads of training with them, and I like the training
You
that I
have.
do. It's not difficult. It's something that comes out of habit. You just do something in the garden, you grab a toy and you do a little bit of training with the toy. It's not like
Yeah,
very long training sessions. So yeah, keeping it short, variety, and teaching those important concepts as calmness and impulse control. And if you cover that,
yeah.
you're going to have a dream boxer.
Sorted. Yeah, I'm all about how like promoting calmness, relaxation, because it's like having a little child, like they're overtired, they just don't know when to switch off. What I took from that is that variety is the spice of life, which is in every aspect of life. And I'm a big advocate in less is more. You
Yes.
don't have to walk your dog twice a day for an hour each day. And, you don't have to do like an hour's training session,
No.
just little bite
Hmm.
sized chunks, breaking it down, keeping it fun and exciting and keeping them engaged. So definitely less is more. So they're so intelligent boxers, and that intelligent probably does impact their training and daily life. Are there any specific challenges or benefits at all?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so how does a boxer's intelligence impact their training
Okay.
and daily
Yeah.
life? Are there any sort of specific challenges or benefits of
Okay,
that?
so yeah, as I said, they very curious. So they, when they see something unusual, they want to investigate. When they see something fun, they want to be a part of it. When they get super
Yeah.
excited, they really struggle to bring that energy down. So sorry, I forgot your question again. The last part.
No, that's absolutely fine. So obviously they're very intelligent. How does that intelligence impact their training and daily life? So the specific challenges and benefits. So you mentioned obviously they're
Yeah, yeah.
curious.
So
What other
it
things does
comes
their
with it
intelligence?
comes from the breed characteristics, really, because
Yes.
when they don't know what to do, so when they are overtired, when they are frustrated, when they simply don't understand what we want from them, or maybe when they're overwhelmed by the environment, they would choose a behavior that is very natural for them. And in most cases, it
Yes.
will be jumping. So,
Yeah.
I it is a kind of clever way of how their brain and body is working, because then it got straight to the roots of what they were bred to do. But obviously, it
Mm,
can be very challenging. I always say to boxer owners, try not to kill their energy, but use it in appropriate way. It's very important.
good.
Um, we need to understand why boxers do what they do, not
Mm,
just look at what they do and how to fix it. So when
yeah.
people come to me with a struggle, I always ask to give me the perfect scenario, that dream scenario. How would you want your boxer to be in that situation? When we have this picture,
Yeah.
then we can train what we want the dog to do instead. So yes, they are very intelligent, but as I said, because they get so easily frustrated and overexcited, it doesn't it doesn't pay in their favor, unfortunately,
Yeah.
sometimes. So we really need to be mindful that that energy can put them in trouble.
Yeah. And it just goes back to being your dog's advocate again, being the advocate, being your dog's superhero. They need us
Yeah,
to look out for them.
absolutely. Yes.
Brilliant. So their boxers are incredibly loyal and family orientated. How does this bond shape their behavior, and what should owners keep in mind when welcoming a boxer into their family?
Again, what do you want the dog to be as a part of family? So,
Yeah.
every family household is different. There might be just young
Yeah.
couples who want to get a dog instead of a child. There might be families who have few children already, and the kids were always wanted a dog, and Boxer sounds like a brilliant family dog. So it really depends what sort of household it is. But the very important things when it comes to training puppies are making us as the best thing in the world. Because
Mm.
if we skip the very first important parts of building a relationship, then the dog will not be interested in us out and about because everything else is more interesting. So
Mm.
building relationship and the correct socialization. So many people get socialization wrong, and socialization for
Yeah.
boxers is so important.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want me to talk about socialization here in boxers.
Yeah, well, actually, it leads nicely into our next
Oh, okay.
section of training and socialization. So, yeah, I mean, it leads lovely into it. So, the importance of early socialization for boxers. What is the most important thing new boxer owners should focus on when it comes to training and socialization? So, you mentioned about the relationship
Yeah.
building, making sure you're the most important person, but yeah, how does that then impact socialization?
So still, many people think socialization is about taking the puppy to many places, let the puppy to
I
say
know.
hello to so many people and say hello to 20 different breeds a day and different sizes, different colors, etc. Please don't do this with
Yes.
boxers. Please don't. In
No,
fact, don't do it with the
there you
dogs
have
in
it.
general. But so, right socialization is exposure, and this is super important for puppies. Puppies' brain works differently than adults' dog brain. Okay, we have this massive sponge that is going to take everything in, and that will create,
Excuse
and
me.
that will create
Sorry.
um, what the dog knows about the world in the future. So,
Mm.
exposure is basically taking the puppy to places, but also watching the puppy's body language. There might be situations puppies go through fear stages. There might be situations where they are not so comfortable in some environments. So we need to be mindful of this. But most of the time, boxer puppy will be very attached to you because you are the only person that they actually know. Like there was lots of changes
Mm.
recently. They've been taken away from the only place they knew, from their mom, from their siblings, from the noises and smells that they were familiar from the day they were born, into your house. So
Yeah.
now you are their protector and they see you that way. People should take opportunity of that every single moment of a puppy life, especially out and about.
Mm.
So in my puppy course, every single exercise that I filmed with my puppy was out and about in different situations. You can start
Mm.
training puppy out and about around distractions. You don't have to start this at home. And that will be a massively beneficial for boxer because they in those early stages they learn whatever is around them It's none of their business because they're having so much fun with mum right now in this moment. So
Exactly.
every time when I took my Khaleesi puppy to a park full of dogs, that was opportunity to train. That was not opportunity to let my puppy to go and run with this dog or run to these kids. It was my opportunity to create bond and put this training routine into environment. And the
Mm,
puppy training is really not that difficult. It needs to be fun. So there needs to be a toy involved every single time, interactive play, not really playing fetch because that's not really beneficial for dogs. But teaching a puppy that staying around us in this close proximity is a really good place.
yeah.
Pairing any anything that they experience during puppyhood with something nice. So I often talk about ditching the ball. Just
Mm,
take your puppy food with you out and about. Use this food, put it into that would really make a difference in their life. So yeah,
yeah.
that's
Brilliant.
socialization.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just about making you more fun to hang out with than, the dog across the road or whatever, making it fun and making them want to
Yeah,
stay
100%.
with you
Yeah.
and stuff.
What I will add to it is that
Really.
lots of people are a bit worried about actually taking a puppy out from the house before the first vaccinations, etc. And yes, we
Yes.
do need to be aware that they can catch some nasty diseases or bugs, etc. But it shouldn't stop us from exposing the puppy to different environments. Boxer puppies are quite small.
Absolutely.
We can carry them around. We can take
Yeah.
them for a car journeys to travel so they can watch through a window. We can avoid the places where there is loads of dogs, so they're not going to
Yeah.
catch anything nasty, but we can still take them. Like, for example, when the very first days I had Khaleesi, I took her to my friend's gym.
Oh,
No
wow.
dogs there,
It's
no
something different.
animals. It was, no problem to worry about anything that she will catch, but it was a great socialization training experience for her.
Yeah, definitely. Different sounds and smells. You can get those puppy slings now because
Yeah,
obviously there's such a key window of opportunity, isn't there, when the puppy first comes home, like their main sensitive
yes.
period. So get them out in a sling, get them out experiencing different sort of sights,
Yeah,
sounds, smells, and
exactly.
environments.
Yeah, but also socialization
And
is not just related to puppies. We can still socialize dogs throughout the whole life. It's just a different process. But it doesn't mean that we cannot
exactly.
socialize them later on. Especially people who rescue boxers, take them from some situations where they maybe never ever seen the outside world. So we can still
Yeah.
socialize them. We have not missed this opportunity. It's just a bit slower, and we need to be
Yeah.
a bit more um, be more mindful of the dog's feelings.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. So, are there any boxer specific behaviors or quirks that owners should be aware of during training?
Yeah, frustration is probably frustration and boredom. Like people say that boxers are stubborn. It's not stubbornness.
I've heard that before. Oh
Absolutely no
gosh.
stubbornness. It's if a boxer doesn't do a behavior that you asked for, there are reasons behind it. It could be because there is too much going on in the environment. It could be that your boxer is simply not feeling well. So performing this
Yeah,
possession is going to make them feel uncomfortable. It could be that the dog actually doesn't understand what you want. So if they don't do what people want, will often disengage, move away, or they will actually feel like they failed and they are not so
mm,
committed into doing anything more, which we obviously don't want. So we need to keep the training sessions short. We always need to work with the dog in front of us.
yes,
Like we might have a training plan in our heads, but if something isn't right, we need to be able to change this plan to make sure that our
definitely.
boxer will succeed. Um, so yeah, keeping it short, making sure that there is a variety of different games, making it fun, using different rewards as well. So again, if boxers, as we said, boxers are not stupid. If they know what we have for them and it's not better, than what is going on in the environment, they will make the
Yeah.
choice that is going to make them feel better. So yeah, they might run away rather than coming back to us.
Yeah.
So it's not
Mm,
only variety of training exercises, but also variety of different rewards. Yeah,
yeah. High value rewards and,
it's
you know,
what a
things
dog
like that.
finds reinforcing. Some dogs, um, I use jumping as a reinforcer with my youngest boxer when we do obedience training, because obedience training, especially when you do a whole round, it can be a bit boring. So I want her to
Mm.
remember that when we finish this round, she is going to do what she absolutely loves, and we both will be jumping, and it will be a crazy party. So, but for some dogs it will be a specific toy. For some boxers it will be specific type of food. For some boxers it will be cuddles. For some boxers, it will be
Mm.
digging. The rewards are not
Yeah.
just food. This is, again, something that people often mistake when it comes to training, reward based training.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I think I took from that is about adaptability as well. You may have a plan in mind, but you are going to have to adapt that and mix it up a little bit to keep things,
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, with
Uh,
boxers, they love doing lots of different things, and we kind of need to be like a boxer. we need to be, we need to be.
we could all be more
Yeah,
boxer.
exactly. We need to think about how to have more fun.
Are there any, that leads us nicely onto my next question. Are there any fun training or enrichment activities that you think boxers particularly enjoy?
Anything movement related. Boxers absolutely
We,
movement.
oh,
Yeah,
movement.
they
Yes. Yeah.
absolutely love to move. So one of the things that most dog owners teach their dogs is sit stay or down stay. And I'm not saying you cannot teach a boxer to do this, you absolutely can, but it would not be my very first behaviors to teach. It's not how I would start training. Movement helps with so many things. It helps to empty the stress bucket, it helps them to be less reactive, it helps them to move away from a situation without too much arousal. They absolutely love moving. That's why all the games in a training club, most of the games are movement related. So
Mm,
because when we ask them to stand still or do nothing, it's boring. They don't want to do boring. So
mm,
movement for sure. When it comes to enrichment, we can go back to what boxers were bred for. So
yes.
anything that will involve grabbing something and pulling. That's why I really like interactive play, because we are meeting the breed needs at the same time as we're building
Mm,
relationship. So interactive play for sure. But if we want to give our boxers something to do and we're not interacting with them in that moment, anything like shredding things like boxes or sticks. They love shredding things. I mean, so many boxers owners ask how to stop their boxer to rip all the expensive beds or all the new toys. Just it clearly tells you that you boxer loves shredding. So give them something to shred. They love digging, so
yeah.
setting up a little digging area, and
Yeah.
all the enrichment games like things that will help with calmness, so licking or chewing, but also
Yeah.
something like puzzle or scent work. Boxers are amazing when it comes to scent work. They really are. People
Oh,
think
wow.
because they're so
Okay.
flat faced, their nose might not be working as well, but it's absolutely not true. Man trailing, scent work, even simple games where we hide in treats around the house for them to find, they absolutely love it.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I mean, there's so much information there. Thank you. We're going to start to sort of wrap up this episode over the next sort of 5 or so minutes and bring it to a close. But I just some final questions that I just wanted to ask you, Justina. If there's one message you'd like boxer owners or anyone considering a boxer to take away from this conversation, what would it be?
Um, Boxers are party dogs. So play, 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 and play again.
I love that. Party dogs. Brilliant. What's the one piece of advice you would give to someone who's just bought a boxer puppy home and is feeling a little bit overwhelmed?
Well, obviously join the Bombproof Boxer training club.
There we go.
Because
Nice plug there.
all the information for puppy owners are there, including the 6 weeks puppy course. There are information on our website for puppy owners. People can reach to me through the free Facebook group, Bombproof Boxer Dog Training Advice. But feeling overwhelmed is normal. So I think people
Yes.
also need to understand that yes, it's a big change in the house, it's big responsibility. So quite often this overwhelming feeling comes because we understand how much responsibility we've got on our hands. And I think this is actually a good thing because this is what makes people to do more research and try to do the best for their boxer. But yeah, rather than I would always advise to look for professional advice rather than asking on social media. I mean, I know I've got this breed
Yeah,
specific free social media group where I offer advice, but you get the advice from me. I don't allow people from everywhere to say what they want to say because that will be
exactly. It
very
has to be from a
confusing.
professional.
Yeah, so
Has
always
to be
reach
from a
for
qualified
professional
professional.
advice. Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. I'm gonna put you on the spot here slightly, but obviously we've got
We've
lots
done
of
it for the
different
last
guests that
hour.
are appearing. Oh, I'm so sorry. And
I'm
you've coped
joking, I'm
so well.
joking.
You can have a breather in a minute. We've covered so much as well. The time's gone really
Yes.
quickly. So obviously I've got lots of guests that I'm looking to have on to the Yappy Hour. Is there anyone within the industry that you think that we should look to invite on? Anyone that is there just one person that stands
Oh
out
my
at
god,
all
I
that you think
love
we should
so
get
many
on?
people in the dog training world. So
So
many,
do I.
so many. I mean, I'm gonna start with Craig Ogilvy because
Yes, Craig, yeah.
he is amazing. His knowledge is absolutely brilliant. He's been someone that was mentoring me for a while. I absolutely love this guy and his knowledge and how he is working with dogs. I'm sure people can learn a lot from him. If you're looking
Absolutely.
for someone who also specializes in a breed, someone for border collies, that will be Sarah Heatherly. She is absolutely amazing. Um, oh, I love Michael Shikasha with his aggression work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do know of Mike.
Um,
There's lots of
yeah,
people.
Dr. Nick Thompson, who is brilliant when it comes to nutrition.
Yes,
Yeah,
nutrition,
so
yeah.
many people.
So there was more than one there, so
Yeah,
you
so no,
you
I
you
can't I
wheeled
can't
on.
choose just one. It wouldn't be fair. I probably could go on and on.
That's No, that's fine. Brilliant. So yeah, we do have lots of other guests planned from vets, groomers, other breed specific
Amazing.
trainers and people as well. Justina, I know you mentioned some of your touch points just now, but if our listeners want to be able to get hold of yourself, what is the best way to reach out to you?
We are on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We also got YouTube channel. My website is bombproofboxer.com and the free Facebook group, Bombproof Boxer Dog Training Advice. So people really can find me through different sources, whatever they are
Yeah.
using those days.
Yeah, just just type in bomb-proof boxer
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
basically, and
yeah.
up you come. Do you do any in-person training now? Or is it all just online stuff?
I do. So our training club members they get opportunity to come to a yearly camp in the summer, which takes place in
Oh,
Scotland.
oh,
So it's
lovely.
a full
Oh,
week of
wow.
training. Yes, it's absolutely my one of the favorite events of the year.
Oh, that sounds great.
People can book one-to-ones with me, and depending where they are, obviously, if someone is local to me, I will meet with them. I'm traveling quite a lot, so every time if I travel somewhere, I let my clients know in advance that I will be here. I will be here if they want to meet for
Oh, that's
training.
good.
Um, so yeah, there is possibility to do in-person training. Sometimes I run workshops, but not so many anymore because again, Bombproof Boxer is growing and growing. And as I said, I've got
Wow.
6 dogs.
I know.
So
Stina, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been fantastic. You think you know stuff, but I've learned so
Oh,
much, and I know that our listeners are going to take away so much from this conversation. And research in the breed is so important. I know you've been very busy, so I do appreciate you taking the time to meet with me today. Your passion just shines through. Your face just lights up when you're talking about the boxer breed and your own dogs, and you advocate for the breed, and it's just been so lovely just having the time to have a chat today. So thank you so much for coming
no, no,
on
thank
to
you for having me. I
Yap.
absolutely love talking about boxers. So it's been a pleasure and it's been really fun. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining me on the Yappy Hour
Thank
today.
you.
Before I get started on today's key takeaways, I just want to do a shout out to Hounds and Hooves, who correctly guessed on social media that Justyna from Bombproof Boxer was going to be our guest today. What a fantastic conversation with Justyna. Her passion for boxers and her dedication to helping owners better understand this amazing breed is truly inspiring. Here are a few key takeaways from today's episode. Number one, researching a breed before bringing a dog into your life is essential. As Justyna highlighted, understanding a boxer's unique traits like their energy, intelligence, and loyalty can make all the difference in creating a happy home for both you and your dog. Number two, living with a boxer is a joyful experience, but it comes with responsibilities. Meeting their exercise and enrichment needs while embracing their strong family bonds is a key to a successful relationship. Number three, training and socialization are critical for boxers, and tailoring your approach to their personality can help you overcome challenges and build a stronger bond. Justyna, thank you so much for sharing your expertise and your love for the boxer breed with us. And to our listeners, if you're considering a boxer or already have one in your life, I encourage you to check out Bombproof Boxer for resources and support. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving a review or sharing it with a fellow dog parent. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode of the Yappy Hour. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.